I was a scrawny, pathetic kid who asked Santa why he never brought me anything. He told me it was because my family was broke, and if I wanted stuff, I had to be diligent and work hard. I took that stupid advice to heart all the way through my teenage years. Fast forward to Christmas Eve. I'm 16, working a delivery job I lied about my age to get. My boss is panicking over some important manuscript that hasn't arrived, but his crew calms him down, saying their fastest bike messenger is on it. That's me. I'm hauling ass to make the drop, but I hit a pebble and eat shit on the pavement. No big deal, I pop up like it's nothing, rip off my helmet, and hand over the goods. They're thrilled, I grab my pay, and I'm back on my bike. Then a baseball smacks me right in the face and I tumble down a flight of stairs. Just another day. I run into some old classmates heading to a Christmas party. They invite me, but I blow them off. I'm working and my family's broke, so I've got zero cash for fun. Back at the office, my boss fires me. He knew I lied about my age and my parents ratted me out. He hands me my last paycheck, and I tell him he shouldn't have bothered because my folks will just blow it on some get-rich-quick pipe dream. I race home to intercept my money before they can touch it. But when I get there, the apartment is empty. My paycheck envelope is on the table, but inside, there's just a note from my mom saying she already invested it, leaving me with pocket change. Oh, and there's an envelope taped to the window. It's a bill. I owe over 100 million yen. My parents borrowed money from some sketchy people and signed the debt over to me as a Christmas present. The loan sharks bust in right on cue. I tell them my parents are gone, and they suggest I work it off in a coal mine or by selling my organs. I nope the hell out of there, jump out the window, and run. I end up on a park bench, and it starts snowing. It finally hits me. My parents abandoned me, and I'm drowning in debt. That Santa BS about working hard was a total lie. I'm ready to ditch that ideal forever. Then I see this girl near a vending machine, struggling to buy a drink. I duck into some bushes, my brain going straight to kidnapping her for ransom. Before I can move, some creeps roll up and start harassing her, trying to force her to go with them. I pop out and clock one of them right in the face. They get one look at me and haul ass. The girl thanks me and introduces herself as Nagi. It's freezing and she sneezes, so I give her my jacket. She thinks the material is cheap, but she's grateful for the warmth. She's so thankful, she says she'd do anything for me. Perfect. I ask her out. She completely misunderstands, thinks I'm confessing my love, blushes, and says yes. I ask for her guardian's number and head to a phone booth. While I'm gone, she finds a note in my jacket with my name on it. I'm in the booth, dialing, and when someone picks up, I accidentally blurt out my name and freak out, hanging up. I stumble out of the booth and kick my last few coins right down a sewer drain. I hit the ground completely defeated. Whether I'm good or bad, nothing ever works out for me. Then this beautiful young woman helps me up and hands me her scarf. Her kind smile breaks me, and I just start crying right there. I feel so stupid for even thinking about kidnapping someone when there are genuinely good people in the world. I pull myself together, and that's when I see Nagi being shoved into a car by those same creeps. I grab the woman's bike and take off after them, moving with insane speed. Inside the car, Nagi screams my name and I appear right in front of them, getting plowed over. But I just bounce back up onto the hood, staring them down like a demon. They're so freaked out they stop the car. The cops show up and haul them away. Nagi asks how she can ever repay me. I just ask for a job, then collapse from all my injuries. The kind woman from before, Maria, shows up, and it turns out she knows Nagi. Nagi tells her I saved her life, so she owes me a job. A helicopter lands to pick them up. Nagi announces she's a Sanzenin, and I'm going to be her new butler. I'm out cold, dreaming I'm in the clouds. Santa shows up and tells me I'm dead. I say, too bad no one will cry for me, and he snaps back that I deserve it for trying to kidnap someone. I drop to my knees, begging for forgiveness. Then I wake up. It was all a dream. I'm in a huge, luxurious room, so I figure I must be in heaven. Elsewhere in the mansion, Nagi's telling Maria she's dead set on making me her butler. Not only did I save her life, but I also confessed my feelings. Maria has no clue what's going on. I find a bath and start relaxing in the hot water, and who do I see? Maria in the pool with me. She says my wounds will open up from the heat, and I pass out again. I wake up in the same room with Maria taking care of me. She introduces herself as the head maid and says the girl I saved is her mistress. She asks about what happened at the park. I feel like I've been caught for a crime and apologize. She's confused. I spill everything: the debt, the kidnapping plan. Then Nagi walks in. I apologize to her for what I almost did. She still thinks I'm talking about my love confession and tells me we should take it slow. She asks if I'm looking for a job with room and board and offers me the butler position. I think she's forgiving me for the kidnapping attempt and is just being incredibly kind. I grab her hands and excitedly accept. She thinks it's a romantic gesture and blushes like crazy. Maria just watches us, convinced she's surrounded by idiots. Maria talks to the head butler, Klaus, about my qualifications. Klaus doesn't approve and tells her to send me packing. Meanwhile, I'm all decked out in my new butler uniform, ready to take on the world. Maria tells me to start by cleaning some rooms. I'm buzzing with energy, seeing this as my fresh start and a way to pay off my debt. She sees how hyped I am and can't bring myself to fire me. I clean so perfectly, everything shines. I tell her I worked at a sanitation company when I was 8 to get money for my parents' booze, so I know all the cleaning tricks. Maria can't find a single reason to let me go. While looking for another room to clean, I stumble into an open office. There's a notebook full of amateur manga panels on the desk. Nagi catches me reading it and flips out, kicking me out. As I'm leaving the mansion, the loan sharks spot me and throw me in their car. Back inside, Nagi's playing video games when Maria asks if she really fired me. She realizes she can't just abandon the guy who saved her and changes her mind. Meanwhile, I'm at the port, being held by the loan sharks who are showing me the ship they're putting me on. Nagi, in a mask, shows up, calling herself Mask the Money, a friend of her real identity. She tells me Nagi regrets yelling at me and wants me back. I accept the apology. The guys try to move in on her, and I instinctively shield her. Mask the Money pays them off, and they leave us alone. She says it's a gift, but I mention her silly mask, which pisses her off, and she tells me I have to pay her back someday. Our arguing stops when it starts snowing, and we just enjoy the moment. Maria shows up and tells me it'll take me 40 years to pay Nagi back. I'm a little stunned, but Nagi adds I should be grateful there's no interest. Later, we're playing video games, and Nagi tells me about the mansion. It's just her, Maria, and me living there. I say living with a beautiful woman will make me nervous. She thinks I mean her, but I meant Maria. She's pissed. She immediately destroys my character in the game, threatens to kill me 48 times, puts me in 52 submission holds, and storms out. I'm totally confused. A few days later, it's New Year's Eve. I'm sweeping the yard, reflecting on everything. My parents ditched me, Nagi hired me, and now I live in a Sanzenin mansion. I find Maria in the kitchen and ask what a butler's supposed to do. She says basically I'm Nagi's pet and orders me to wake her up. I walk into her room and nearly have a heart attack. There's a massive white tiger sleeping next to her. Nagi wakes up and says it's just a cat named Tama. I'm worried it'll kill her and get ready to attack. Klaus pops out from under the bed. He's the head butler. He's terrified of Tama, thinks I'm unworthy and wants me fired. He insults the tiger and it scratches his face. Then it grabs me and jumps out the window. I'm not fazed. I tell the tiger I'm used to dealing with wild beasts because I used to steal meat from lions at the zoo to feed my parents. Klaus and I agree on a fight. If I win, I stay. If I lose, I'm out. I think about the night Nagi saved me and swear to give it my all. Maria goes to the garden and is devastated to see her flower beds destroyed. She sees Tama attacking me and figures out Nagi and Klaus forced us to fight. She looks up at the window and gives them an incredibly terrifying smile, saying she'll deal with them later. After patching me up, she explains Nagi found Tama in Africa as a tiny kitten and brought him home, where he grew up spoiled rotten. He can't even go to a normal zoo now. I look at Tama with a new sense of sympathy. We were both saved by Nagi, so we're the same. Tama suddenly shifts into a humanoid form and speaks, calling me an idiot butler. He walks off, warning me not to tell anyone he can talk. I'm stunned. Klaus and Nagi argue about whether I'm qualified. Maria suggests a test. One of the initial ideas is to make me fall from 2,000 meters and then swim through boiling pitch. Klaus leaves to prepare. I overhear Maria and a knight talking about how much Nagi trusts me, and I'm determined to do my best. Klaus calls us for the test. I'm surprised to see a robot made by the Sanzenin tech division. Klaus says we'll compete to see who can serve Nagi better. Nagi starts insulting the robot, pissing it off, and it attacks her. I jump in to save her. The robot's armed with missiles. It hits a sink, spraying water everywhere. I think fast, immobilize it with knives and forks, then grab a cable and electrocute it, sacrificing myself in the process, but finding peace, knowing I protected Nagi. The robot's down and Klaus says I can stay. I wake up in bed and Nagi confirms I passed. She does a formal master and butler initiation. Maria's happy I get to stay. I'm cleaning the garden and see Nagi leaving in a car. Maria notices she forgot her lunchbox. She tells me Nagi goes to Haru Academy, a school for rich kids, and I need to bring it to her because she can't stand the cafeteria food. I get to the school and am blown away by its size. A teacher stops me, thinking I'm an intruder. I say I'm Nagi's butler, but she calls me a liar. No butler would look as poor as me. I refuse to back down. It's my duty to deliver Nagi's lunch. We start circling each other, and I realize we've literally swapped places. Now I'm at the entrance and can easily get in. 3 students watching, Izumi, Mickey, and Risa, offer to help the teacher find the intruder. I get lost, hear a voice, and look up. A girl's at the top of a tree. She asks me to catch her, then jumps before I'm ready, planting her feet right on my face. We crash, but she lands safely. We trade barbs, and I ask why she was up there. She says she's actually scared of heights, but climbed up to save a chick. Maria calls Nagi to tell her I'm on my way, which makes her happy. Back on the grounds, the girl introduces herself as Rina, the student council president. To thank me, she offers to take me to the top of the academy tower. The teacher is still looking for me, asking the 3 girls to search the whole school. At the top of the tower, I'm amazed by the view. Rina says it's perfect for spying on everyone. I spot the cafeteria and head there with the lunchbox, but we're stopped by Yuri, who's actually Rina's sister. The bloodthirsty teacher pulls a sword, saying she'll annihilate me because the audience is waiting for a fight scene. Rina grabs a sword and faces her sister in a flashy duel. While I'm distracted, Yuri steals the lunchbox and runs to the railing. She challenges Rina to come get it, but Rina asserts her authority as president, declaring me her guest. Yuri gives up and is about to hand it over when a strong wind blows it out of her hand. I grab Yuri, saving her from falling, but the lunchbox is ruined. I'm panicking, but Nagi shows up and figures out what happened. She thanks me and says now she has an excuse to go home, but I tell her she needs to stay in school. Meanwhile, the 3 girls are chilling, happy the intruder gave them an excuse to skip class. Morning, I diligently make breakfast, lay out Nagi's clothes, and cheerfully encourage her to get ready. She sees it's a nice day and goes right back to bed. Maria explains Nagi already went to school earlier and probably thinks that's enough for the whole semester. She adds that Nagi doesn't like going out because everyone's always after her money. The phone rings. Maria tells Nagi Sakuya is calling and hands her the phone. Nagi hangs up on her. Right then, Sakuya crashes through the hallway window, furious. She demands Maria make tea, but Nagi dumps a hot cup on her relative. The 2 rich friends talk. Sakuya says she heard about the new butler and came to see how funny he is. Outside, I'm tending the garden when Sakuya shows up and hits me. She interrogates me, asks my name, declares it boring, and says she'll call me Mr. Soy Sauce. Nagi comes flying in with a dropkick to Sakuya's face, telling her not to give my butler nicknames. Sakuya says she'll turn me into a comedian. She says I have no impact and criticizes me for thinking I'm so great just because I'm in a comedy bit. I think I need to make her happy, so I offer to share my best corny joke. She doesn't find it funny, but likes my style. Back inside, Sakuya complains about the cold, saying it's my fault for not making them laugh harder. Maria says Sumi is coming to visit, but Sakuya worries she might be lost since she has no sense of direction. Maria runs out of tea and sends me to buy more. Worried I'll catch a cold, she lends me her valuable cashmere coat, worth more than my life. I can't get it dirty at all. Elsewhere, 3 men in suits are looking for their mistress. They find a note saying she left to visit Nagi. They panic. She'll definitely get lost and might even be kidnapped. On the road, I'm being super careful, dodging falling paint, bowls of noodles, and tiny octopuses. I pass by the park and see a girl staring at a vending machine. She's putting a talisman paper in it, which the machine rejects. I tell her she needs money. She stares at me blankly and says, I'm breaking the rules by talking to a stranger, but admits she's lost and needs help. I'm worried she might be in trouble, but I offer to help anyway. I'm happy to guide her, but she can't remember where she's going. Suddenly, her security guys show up and demand I hand her over. I think they're kidnappers, and they think the same of me, pulling out their swords. I grab Sumi and run. As I carry her through the trees, the moment turns romantic as she looks at me in slow motion like a charming savior, until I realize we're over a lake with no trees to jump to. We fall. Worried about the coat, I desperately try to use it as a rope, but it tears, and we splash into the water. I stare at the ruined coat, wondering what Maria will do to me. Sumi offers to pay for it, but I say it's my burden. I'll take responsibility and keep protecting her from the evil men in black. She tries to tell me they're her bodyguards, but I'm rambling about protecting her at all costs. She starts drying my face so I don't catch a cold and die. She rubs my cheek, and I sneeze, making her fear it's too late. I decide to take her to a safe place and lead her to the mansion gates. I talk about Nagi, saying she's stubborn but kind. I ring the bell and leave Sumi there, sure she'll be let in. The security guys are still looking for the kidnapper. Inside, Nagi refuses to eat until Sumi arrives. She's reading manga when Sumi walks in. She's surprised, expecting her to be lost and arrive later. Sumi says she met me and casually mentions I need medical attention or I'll die. Nagi and Maria are shocked. Under a bridge, I'm sneezing, wondering how I'll ever go home with a ruined coat. Then the loan sharks spot me. On the other side, Sumi's bodyguards show up and see them as competition for me. Everyone draws their swords. I try to sneak away, but somehow they all turn on me. I think about the coat and how I should have just gone back and told Maria the truth. As they all lunge, I throw the coat up and escape. At the mansion, Nagi's really worried and wants to go help me immediately. Sumi mentions the coat is already destroyed. The doorbell rings, and Nagi tells Maria not to get mad no matter what state the coat is in. Before opening the door, Nagi asks Sumi if I said anything about her, but Sumi only remembers the negative things, which annoys Nagi. She opens the door and is met with my pathetic soaked face. She slams the door on me. Later, in my room, Klaus checks my temperature and confirms I have a fever. Nagi wonders how I got sick from being out for a few minutes, making everyone stare at her like she's heartless. Later that night, Sumi brings me warm milk. Nagi notices I haven't eaten anything, so I say I'd devour anything she made for me. She looks worried, but quickly perks up and rushes to the kitchen. In the kitchen, Sakuya and Tama see Nagi has no experience or skill in cooking and worry about my well-being. In the hallway, Sumi tells Maria she finds me a very masculine gentleman. Maria realizes Sumi also has a crush on me and worries this could cause complications. In my room, Nagi serves her concoction. It looks okay, so I take a bite. It's horrifying. Tastes mainly of vinegar, it's undercooked, and it's just awful. Nagi is anxious about my reaction. I lie and say it's delicious, making her beam with joy. She tells me to eat the rest, assuring me she made plenty. In the kitchen, Maria sees Nagi used dish soap instead of oil. In my room, I somehow manage to finish it. Nagi takes the dishes to the kitchen, and Maria comes in, surprised I'm still alive. She's talking about the dish when Nagi comes back and overhears from outside the room. I say that even though the food was bad, the fact that someone tried to take care of me was really sweet. I share that my parents only cared about gambling and never took care of me like this. Maria leaves, and Nagi sneaks into my room while I'm sleeping. She lies down on the bed, thanks me, and is about to kiss me when I open my eyes and say it's hard to sleep with her so close. She beats me up. Next day, I wake up refreshed. I see a new maid in the hallway named Satsuki. She reminds me my wardrobe must always be impeccable, then immediately trips while walking away. I tell Maria about this encounter. She says the other maid doesn't work for her, so ignore anything she says, and that a difficult guest is arriving soon. Maria tells Nagi about the situation, who calls Klaus, saying there are intruders in the mansion. To get them out, he can use weapons, but no killing. Outside, I see a strange kid acting all edgy and angsty. I figure he must be the difficult guest. The young punk orders me to jump in the lake and is a bit surprised I'm not angry. Satsuki shows up and asks him about that device, and we see a robot hovering over the lake. He says multiple targets have been acquired and switches to elimination mode, firing at us. I know my duty as a butler is to escort the guests to safety. I grab them, leap high into the air, and crash through the ceiling right into the guest room. Nagi looks unhappy to see the kid, who we learn is Taro, and that he's actually her fiancé. I'm still processing that Nagi has a fiancé. I never even suspected she had a boyfriend. Nagi furiously states Taro is not a boyfriend, just someone her parents set her up with. I wonder what will happen to the family name if they marry, but she says there's no worry, because Taro will be like a leech, marrying into the family and taking her name. Taro gets pissed at that idea and says he's the only chance someone as selfish and rude as her will ever have to get married. The commotion wakes Sumi, who sees Taro and asks if he's also there to evaluate the new butler's skills. Taro blushes when he sees her and gets all shy. He suddenly starts acting nice, saying he and Nagi never fight. Maria explains Taro has a huge crush on Sumi. Nagi says they're looking for an excuse to break off the engagement, and she's trying to make Sumi like Taro too. Maria suggests we all have breakfast. I ask Sumi if she'd like a Japanese-style breakfast. Taro quickly notices Sumi's reaction and suspects she might like me. He furiously challenges me to a violent battle before breakfast. He pulls out a sword. Nagi says losing might be character building, so I should beat him within an inch of his life. I practice on a rock, cutting it to pieces, which makes Taro nervous. But he's determined to fight, especially with Sumi watching. I think about how I can use this situation to bring Taro and Sumi closer together. I decide to lose on purpose and make Taro look good. But my acting is so obvious, everyone can tell what I'm doing. Sumi even praises me for losing on purpose to protect Taro's pride. The young fiancé can't handle the shame and runs off in tears, vowing to never forgive me. Later, inside, I'm thinking about how I should apologize to the angsty kid, while Nagi suggests we just forget about them. Sumi says whoever made Taro cry should apologize, and Nagi retorts that it was actually her. I ask where Taro lives, and they say he lives at the top of a building in the center of town. Nagi gives me a package to deliver to him. On the street, I run into Satsuki, who offers to come with me. She's still shy and nervous around me after I carried her last time. We get to the location, and Satsuki points to a 2-story video rental store surrounded by tall buildings. That's where Taro is. We go in, and Taro immediately grabs me, demanding to know what I'm doing there. I politely hand him Nagi's package, which makes him curious. Satsuki explains Taro's family is on the verge of bankruptcy, and the engagement contract is just a way to get Nagi's fortune. But Taro is determined to make the video store even more successful. He adds that 99% of his business is renting videos to Nagi. I offer to sign up as a member, but Taro is surprised to see I'm already registered. I'm shocked and realize it was my dad who did it. Taro sees I have 158 videos overdue and owe over 1 million yen. Back at the mansion, I realize my debt keeps growing. Nagi is trying to find every conceivable excuse to avoid going to school, much to her dedicated butler's dismay. She feels her butler should be happy she's not going to school, since it means we can spend time together. So she's disappointed to see I don't seem to have any feelings for her. Wise and caring, Maria notices Nagi's behavior and decides to look into my feelings. To gauge my affection for my mistress, Maria asks me what my ideal woman is like while we're cleaning the gardens. Since I secretly have a crush on Maria herself, I answer that I like older women, inadvertently disappointing her. Meanwhile, at Haku Academy, Nagi's absence has caught the attention of student council members Izumi, Miki, and Risa. They deduce Nagi must have a new butler and decide to visit the Sanzenin mansion to cause trouble for the new servant. Back at the mansion, Nagi takes the opportunity to spend time with me by asking me to wear a school sailor uniform. Despite my embarrassment, I look surprisingly good in it, leading her to take a photo. Not only am I embarrassed, but I also fear any evidence of me wearing women's clothes, as Klaus warned me not to be caught wearing anything but men's attire to keep my job. Amused by my discomfort, Maria joins the playful teasing, suggesting more outfits for me to wear. The mischief escalates when they settle on a female cat costume for my further embarrassment. Tama unexpectedly wakes up and is delighted to see me in my feline outfit. A chaotic chase ensues, resulting in Tama crashing through a window with me, taking the chase outside. To stop the tiger's desire, I kick him, knocking him down. Unluckily for me, Klaus shows up right on time. I try to avoid the head butler to avoid being seen in the cat costume, but he still sees me and mistakes me for an intruder due to the disguise. He looks closer at the intruder only to fall in love at first sight, unable to recognize me. Before Klaus can harass me, Maria intervenes and knocks out the head butler with a spring-loaded boxing glove. Maria then returns me to my normal butler attire, leaving me grateful to her. However, Nagi is left jealous seeing my admiration for Maria. Unbeknownst to them, the student council members were watching these events from afar, mistakenly assuming the Sanzenin house had acquired a new maid in addition to a new butler due to my cat disguise. Seeking to tend to my injuries from the previous chaos, I retreat to the mansion's nursing clinic, where I unexpectedly find Sumi, as she's lost again. Due to the late hour, Nagi insists Sumi spend the night at the mansion. Later that night, I find myself in the mansion's game room, where I discover Maria playing pool. Maria invites me to play with her, using it as an opportunity to probe me about my feelings for Nagi. While we play, Maria shares a touching story about the long friendship between Nagi and Sumi, which began years ago at an extravagant party when Nagi was being ridiculed by other children for her hand-drawn manga. Feeling frustrated, Nagi threw her manga in the trash, vowing never to make manga again. However, Sumi picked the manga out of the trash and read it. Instead of mocking Nagi, she asked what would happen next in the story. Nagi was so excited to find someone like her that they've been best friends ever since. Back in the present, Nagi and Sumi are in the bedroom. Nagi is passionately telling one of her stories to the visitor, while Sumi is on the edge of her seat listening. To make the pool game interesting, Haru and Maria bet that the winner can make the loser do anything they want. Maria says if she wins, she'll round my debt down from 200 million, since the previous number is hard to pronounce. I'm determined to win, but Maria is too skilled a player for that to be realistic. Maria says another way to pay off my debt is for me to marry Nagi. I'm so surprised by the proposal that I miss the pool ball on my turn. I tell Maria I can't marry Nagi. because that would mean I'd only be marrying her for her money. Besides, I can't see Nagi falling for someone like me. Maria is so moved by my answer that she decides to stop investigating my feelings. Even though it would be easy for Maria to sink the last ball, she deliberately misses, giving me a chance to win. I successfully sink the last ball on my turn. With me winning the bet, I hesitate to make my request to the maid. Nagi passes by the game room and sees how perverted I look in my hesitation to ask Maria for her demand. When the commotion dies down, Maria asks me what I intended to ask her. It turns out all I want is for the maid to forgive me for accidentally ruining her cashmere coat. Morning at the Sanzenin mansion, Nagi begs Sumi to stay, afraid she won't see her best friend anymore. Sumi, with her usual serene demeanor, gently replies that they could always see each other if Nagi attended school regularly. The simplicity of Sumi's words leaves Nagi speechless as the car carrying Sumi departs and everyone else waves their goodbyes. But Nagi remains stubbornly silent, unable to say goodbye after the girl's comment. I look at Nagi with concern, worried about how reluctant my mistress is to return to school despite having a friend who wants her there. Determined to motivate Nagi, the next morning I get out of bed trying to wake her for school. She says she has no intention of going. I tell her I'll take her to school to make sure she goes, softening her up. Despite her reluctant behavior, she finds herself sitting behind me on my bike on the way to Haku Academy. Maria's advice to Nagi, urging her to visit her grandfather despite the girl's fierce hatred of the idea. She agrees to the visit, albeit with a sense of inconvenience. The group embarks on a trip to the Sanzenin estate in a large helicopter. On board is Sakuya, a relative of the Sanzenin family, who adds her own perspective on the formidable figure of Mikado. During the journey, Nagi and Sakuya describe Mikado as an intimidating, larger-than-life presence, warning me to be careful in my interactions. We arrive at our destination, which is a huge castle atop a mountain. For the mere visit of his granddaughter, all the organized staff line up to welcome the group to the castle. I now see that Nagi isn't just rich, but incredibly more so than I could ever imagine. While the group is welcomed with open arms, I am treated by the security team as a suspicious character they believe has infiltrated the helicopter, so they tie me up on sight. Nagi intervenes and tells the servants he is her butler. I want to speak, but I can't, because I agree that I am indeed a poor man. We enter the mansion with me feeling down. Despite the opulence around me, I feel extremely out of place. Maria and Nagi try to comfort me with words, but it's no use for me. With the girls preparing to dress for the meeting with the grandfather, Nagi sends me out to see the sights. As I explore the estate grounds, the thought of my huge debt persists in my mind. I see a vase in the garden and contemplate how expensive it might be, enough to save me from my debt. I hear a voice saying it won't be enough, startling me, and I feel like I've been caught in a crime. It turns out to be the voice of an elderly man who seems to be a simple gardener. The old man wants to prove he has an eye for gardening, so he encourages me to follow him across the grassy plains of the estate. We come to a cliff overlooking one of the mansion's walls. It turns out he brought me to spy on Nagi and Maria while they dress, so I pull the old man away, judging him for being a pervert. We talk about my huge debt and how grateful I am to Nagi for giving me the chance to pay it off. The old man suddenly becomes serious and tells me how useless I am and how I'll spend my life paying off my debt. The old man reveals himself to be none other than Mikado himself, the head of the Sanzenin family. Mikado's blunt assessment of my worthlessness hits a sore spot. This pivotal moment leads Mikado to entrust me with a pendant, saying the day will come when I can prove myself worthy of a significant fortune that could pay off my debts many times over. Later, Mikado meets with his granddaughter, who barely greets the old man and says she wants nothing to do with him or his inheritance. This leads the old man to fall into Maria's arms, weeping broken-hearted. Nagi tells him that even if she doesn't receive his inheritance, She'll have no trouble with money as long as she has the world business satellite and knows the flow of the stock market. The old man curses the business knowledge he gave her, snatches her homemade manga, and says he didn't teach her to make that kind of thing. Nagi feels embarrassed and kicks her grandfather for it, which sends the old man back into Maria's careful hands. Returning to the mansion, I remain overwhelmed by feelings of worthlessness. Nagi approaches me, expressing her desire to leave rather than spend time with her grandfather. I notice her worried expression, but before I can ask more, a well-dressed man with fake blonde hair and a sword named Gilbert abruptly attacks me. It's revealed that Mikado informed everyone that the entire Sanzenin estate would pass to anyone Nagi cried and apologized to. Gilbert, driven by this knowledge, attacks me in hopes of manipulating her into complying. In this tense moment, I imagine a future where Nagi, stripped of her inheritance, lives in poverty. The idea of her suffering affects me deeply, dispelling my own concerns about my worthlessness and, in turn, defeating Gilbert with a kick. I promise my mistress that I will always protect her from anyone who makes her cry. This promise reassures Nagi, leading her to thank me and reach out her hand. Mikado looks out the window at Nagi's helicopter leaving the castle. Sakuya is beside Mikado, realizing she's been left behind. Back when I was a child, I told a class about my home life with my parents. Although I didn't realize how sad my home life was, the teacher and classmates looked at me with sad eyes. It turns out I was dreaming of my past and just woke up in my room. Haunted by Mikado's harsh statement that my life has no value, I confide in Maria about my search to find a dream that gives purpose to my existence. Meanwhile, Nagi remains restless in her bed, blushing and unable to sleep, since my solemn promise to protect her. She walks through the mansion's hallways and sees them shining so clean. Maria explains it's because I'm in a good mood, having given myself a new dream and purpose. Nagi gets the wrong idea and thinks I must want to marry her in the future. Curiosity about my dream piques Maria's interest, leading her to ask me about it. I reveal that since childhood my dream has been modest, the desire for a house with a living room, dining room, and kitchen. I tell how sharing this dream with my classmates in elementary school made them cry, unaware of the sadness my story caused them. Maria is disappointed to realize my great dream is just a basic necessity for anyone, and she feels sorry for me. Filled with empathy, Maria insists I take a day off and buy a new cell phone. I buy the new phone, happy it has the latest features. With newfound free time, I think about how my old school friends must be doing now. I realize I finally have time to visit my old school, since I haven't dropped out yet and am still technically a student. I visit the campus where I find Nishina. The former classmate blushes with joy at seeing me after a long absence. I tell her how I have a huge debt now and so I need to work for someone. She misunderstands, imagining I must be dealing with shady debt collectors. Other former classmates see me at the gate. One of them teases Nishina, saying she must be happy her crush is back. She's so embarrassed by what he's saying in front of me that she punches him with the force of a huge explosion. I wonder if it's time to go back. However, a teacher appears to inform me that I've already dropped out. He explains my parents reimbursed my tuition last Christmas. This makes me realize I can never go back. Nishina tells me not to give up, but I don't see a way out. Struggling to maintain a cheerful facade, I say goodbye to Nishina, telling her it's forever. Fearing we'll never meet again, she grabs me and confesses her love. I don't understand why, but I think about how Nagi would probably feel sad about the confession. Not knowing what to do, I tell her I'm only interested in two-dimensional girls. She's suddenly in disbelief and hits me for rejecting her. Upon returning to the mansion, I'm greeted by Nagi, who animatedly enters her contact information into my new phone, bringing a genuine smile to my face. Elsewhere, Nishina visits Taro's video rental store, venting about her fruitless search for the guy she likes. Moments later, I coincidentally enter the store to return DVDs. Unaware that I'm avoiding Nishina, who just walked out the store door. She looks back and sees me leaving the place. She follows me wherever I go but can't catch up or get my attention. She even sees me enter Nagi's mansion gates. Since the place is so big, she mistakenly believes it must be the debt collector's house and that I need rescuing. She's spotted by an army of security guards who mistake her for a suspicious intruder. The guards call Maria, who thinks she might be one of my old friends. Before the guards can let her go, she escapes their grasp and flees into the vast forest of the estate. Lost and scared, Nishina encounters Tama, the tiger. Tama chases her until she trips and falls to the ground. As the tiger leaps toward her, she instinctively calls out for my help. Miraculously, I appear in time to rescue her, subduing Tama with a well-aimed kick. Relieved to see me, Nishina suggests we leave the scary forest together. Our arrival is witnessed by Nagi. By instinct, both Nagi and Nishina realize they are rivals for my affection and engage in an intense staring contest because of it. Nagi's aura is so powerful it's like a dragon over Nishina's aura, which is just a hamster. Nishina realizes she's at a disadvantage for now and leaves, vowing to come back for me. The tension upon her departure resurfaces, leading me to reassure her that the mansion is where I belong. However, Nagi remains restless, noticing my contemplative look as I watch Nishina leave. Later that night, Nagi reflects on all the times I've rescued her. She acknowledges how kind I've been to her and decides to do something for me in return. While I diligently clean glasses in the mansion's pantry, my mind wanders to thoughts of Nishina. Simultaneously, Nishina roams the busy streets looking for a place to eat. She looks at every restaurant, but doesn't want to eat at any of them because there are too many people. She finally sees a restaurant with no customers and goes in, ordering everything on the menu. After ordering, she wonders what I'm doing. Back at the Sanzenin mansion, I continue to reflect on the recent encounter between Nishina and Nagi and why they had such an intense staring contest. My contemplation is interrupted by the arrival of a letter delivered by the mailman. Returning inside, I remember Nishina's sincere love confession and still wonder why thoughts of Nagi's sad face came to me at that moment. I go to Nagi, who surprises me because the letter contains a transfer form allowing me to enroll in Haru Academy, with Nagi generously offering to cover all my school expenses. Overwhelmed with emotion, I tear up realizing I can once again pursue my education. However, Klaus imposes the condition that I must pass the entrance exam to officially become Nagi's butler. Otherwise, I'll be fired. I don't mind the threat, believing it's my duty as a butler and as a man to pass the entrance exam. However, I return to my doubtful attitude. Realizing I need to score over 65, I overcome my doubts again, only for Nagi to tell me the exam is already tomorrow. That night, I dedicate myself to studying in my room, hoping to prepare as best I can. Maria gives me some snacks to help me study and advises me to calm down. Following the maid's advice, I prepare for bed. However, I'm surprised to see Klaus sleeping in my bed. I wake him and try to kick him out. He says I'm misunderstanding him, as he wants me to pass the entrance exam. Klaus shares a personal anecdote from his childhood about a scary puzzle test he faced to get into a prestigious kindergarten. He was tested to solve a shape puzzle toy within a time limit, but couldn't think of a way to solve the final piece. At the last second, he lost hope and banged his head on the floor. The triangle-shaped puzzle piece fit into the right corner, passing the exam. Despite everything, Klaus still continues to sleep in my bed. I kick him out and he goes to sleep. However, my sleep is disturbed by seeing Tama in my room at my desk. The tiger offers me all the test answers, but this only insults me. So I kick him out too. I put every heavy object against the door. I go back to sleep only for the tiger to sneak through an opening in the ceiling and whisper in my ear just for a laugh. I'm so annoyed I throw him out the window. Morning arrives, and accompanied by Nagi, I go to Haru Academy. The campus is so big we have to take a train to get to the exam site. Yuri surprises me on the train, saying the test won't be a regular exam. She leads us to the exam. I fear the worst, only to be confronted with the unexpected sight of a banana hanging by a string. I quickly assess the situation, dismissing the tools as distractions since the banana is low enough for me to grab. I grab the banana directly, but it turns out monkeys were in the corner of the classroom the whole time, just waiting for someone to take the banana so they could take it from them. I eat the banana, leading to a chaotic fight with the monkeys. Yuri reveals the banana test was just her prank and not the real exam, frustrating me. I'm so mentally and physically exhausted from the prank that I'm struggling with the pen and paper exam. Despite my pessimism about my abilities, Nagi believes I did well on the test. We go home hand in hand. Meanwhile, in the Haku Academy superintendent's office, Yuri is holding the test result in her hand and is breaking into a cold sweat, seeing that I failed. The woman in the chair tells Yuri I could have passed if I had just one more correct answer on the exam, making Yuri feel guilty. She leaves it to the teacher to deliver the rejection letter. Yuri is panicking, not knowing what to do. Back at Nagi's mansion, the group discusses a party to celebrate my entry into Haku Academy. While I'm playing video games with Nagi, I tell her maybe we shouldn't celebrate prematurely, remembering how many obstacles I had to face that might have affected my exam results. However, she confidently insists on a celebration party, believing I passed the transfer exam for Haku Academy. Meanwhile, Yuri returns to her family home to ask her sister for advice in her panicked state. She informs Rina that I took the transfer exam for Haku Academy. The teacher confesses to her younger sister Rina about the prank she played on me before the exam, which led to my failure. Outraged, Rina hits her sister and then calls Maria to explain the situation. The sisters decide to go to Nagi's mansion so Yuri can apologize to me in person. Meanwhile, Maria is having trouble telling Nagi and the others the bad news, as they're already busy preparing for the celebration. The sisters arrive at the mansion, and Maria leads them to the ballroom. There, the extravagant party is already in full swing, with many guests in suits and dresses crowding the dance floor. The scene only makes Yuri even more nervous about breaking the bad news. Making matters worse, Klaus approaches the sisters and thanks Yuri for admitting me to the academy. We dance together for all to see. Klaus comments on how happy we look together, tripling Yuri's guilt. Klaus continues, saying I must have passed because he threatened to fire me if I failed the exam, making the teacher even more nervous. Meanwhile, as we dance, Nagi comments how she only wanted a cosplay party with just the two of us, but Klaus changed it into a bigger celebration. I say I don't mind because she looks beautiful in her dress, making her blush. We continue dancing, feeling happier than ever. Yuri struggles to muster the courage to face me with the news. She approaches me with something to say. Before she can speak, the spotlight shines on her, and Klaus encourages her to give a speech. Instead of telling the truth, she puts on a smile and congratulates me. Klaus announces to the guests that Sumi was also scheduled for a speech, but she got lost on the way to the mansion and is unavailable. He proceeds to present Sakuya's gift, a statue of her stepping on me. Nagi feels bad that Sumi and Sakuya couldn't make it to the party, but I tell her it's okay, since Rina and Yuri are here. This makes Nagi wonder why they're at the mansion. Rina calls her aside to reveal the truth about my failure, leading Nagi to think of solutions. The two return to the ballroom and see that I've gone up on stage to give an emotional speech about finally living my dream of continuing high school. As people applaud my speech, Yuri tries once more to confess the truth. But my joy at the prospect of Yuri being my teacher again makes her hesitate. Frustrated again, Rina and Nagi pull Yuri aside, scolding her for her inability to apologize. Yuri decides to keep the truth a secret and devises complicated plans to ensure I never find out. Izumi, Miki, and Risa suddenly arrive at the ballroom. They brought the rejection letter Yuri left at school and unwittingly reveal my rejection letter to everyone, not realizing I still hadn't received the bad news. Yuri finally apologizes, but I'm already gone. Seeing proof of my failure, I leave the party to grieve by the lake. Maria finds me there and says everyone's worried about me. Overcome with guilt and disappointment, I break down, saying it's all my fault for getting my hopes up. Maria brings her face close to mine and reveals my new student ID card for Haku Academy, explaining she sent a recommendation to the academy, leading to my acceptance. Radiant with joy, I shout my determination to become the best butler for Nagi's sake. With the problem resolved, Maria suddenly feels embarrassed by how close our faces are. Thanks for sticking around. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the chaotic world of Haru and the Sanzenin mansion, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Curious Nerd for more breakdowns, recaps, and anime deep dives. We've got plenty more where this came from. Click the next video to keep the marathon going. Until next time.